on him.
You can find out who your past life was, right?
Yeah.
So bro, so there's this story, there was this kid, he had like a huge scar, like a birthmark on his face, right?
Yeah.
Born with a huge birthmark on his face. So as this kid grew older, he told his parents about how he was killed in his past life.
Yeah.
He was murdered.
Yeah.
And he said, follow me, follow me. And he brought the parents like across the village to this house with a man. And he said, this is the man that murdered me. Take him with us and I'll show you where I'm buried. So they followed him into the woods. Like this is like a mile away from civilization.
Yeah.
They dug up the thing and they found the skull of his past life. And the skull had a crack right where the kid had his birthmark.
What?
So he had the same mark where the skull was damaged. So how did he know where the body was? And how did that match up to his face?
So that's
Daisy, Daisy,
Give me your answer, do.
I'm half crazy.
All for the love of you.
How cool and creepy is this? It tells you the crime of the person in the bottle.
For the sake of my children, I begged for mercy, but the judge showed me none. I was sentenced to 7 years.
All hands hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and
Guys, I just noticed something scary. Remember this guy? Ever since a couple months ago, he's been saying weird stuff. And it keeps getting crazier. You can't tell me that's normal. This guy did something 100%.
This is a clip that genuinely freaks me out. A YouTuber by the name of Thrift School makes videos showing how he's able to sell secondhand products to make some extra money. In this clip, he goes to Goodwill and films a new video. But when he uploads the video to YouTube, his viewers in the comments begin to point out something incredibly creepy.
Thing about doing this for so many years, I kind of know just by looking, right? I don't have to scan every single one of these things.
Did you see it? When he pulls the CD case out, you can see a smiling woman behind him. But when he turns around, there's nobody there. There's even video proof that the man filming showed up at the Goodwill alone that day, as we can see in the reflection of the window in this video here. What's even stranger is that when he first pulls out the CD case, there's no one in the reflection. But once he flips it over, she just suddenly appears and then disappears within seconds.
Creepiest things kids have ever said. A man's mother passed away in a car accident when he was 6 years old. When his 2-year-old daughter saw a picture of her grandmother for the first time, she laughed. He asked her, "What's so funny?" She looked at him and said, "That's my special friend who sings to me." A man's 3-year-old daughter stood next to her newborn brother and looked at him for a while. She turned back to her dad and said, "Daddy, it's a monster. We should bury it." A woman and her 4-year-old son were out in public when all of a sudden he starts rubbing on her belly and talking to it. She asked what he was doing and he said, "I'm talking to the baby." She informed him politely that she was not pregnant and then he said, "There is a baby in your belly. I just saw it crawl across the floor and climb up into you." A woman's 5-year-old asked when he was going to be 23 years old. She told him in 18 years. He replied, "Well, I hope I don't die again because that's how old I was the last time I went to heaven." Follow for more of the